We are on lesson 91 of the workbook of A Course in Miracles. This is Miracles Are Seen in Light. Before we start today, this is a long one, and in 20 minutes at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time, I'm going to be doing a live stream. So I'm going to go rather quickly through this today, and you can join on the live stream if you'd like at 12 noon. You might not see this actually because I'm probably not going to have it up by that time. Anyway, lesson 91. Here we go. Miracles are seen in light. Paragraph 1. It is important to remember that miracles and vision necessarily go together. This needs repeating and frequent repeating. It is a central idea in your new thought system and the perception that it produces. The miracle is always there. Its presence is not caused by your vision. Its absence is not the result of your failure to see. It is only your awareness of miracles that is affected. You will see them in the light. You will not see them in the dark. Paragraph 2. To you, then, light is crucial. While you remain in darkness, the miracle remains unseen. Thus, you are convinced it is not there. This follows from the premises from which the darkness comes. Denial of light leads to failure to perceive it. Failure to perceive light is to perceive darkness. The light is useless to you then, even though it is there. You cannot use it because its presence is unknown to you. And the seeming reality of the darkness makes the idea of light meaningless. Paragraph 3. To be told that what you do not see is there sounds like insanity. It is very difficult to become convinced that it is insanity not to see what is there and to see what is not there instead. You do not doubt that the body's eyes can see. You do not doubt the images they show you are reality. Your faith lies in the darkness, not the light. How can this be reversed? For you, it is impossible, but you are not alone in this. Paragraph 4. Your efforts, however little they may be, have strong support. Did you but realize how great the strength your doubts would vanish. Today we will devote ourselves to the attempt to let you feel this strength. When you have felt the strength in you, which makes all miracles within your easy reach, you will not doubt. The miracles your sense of weakness hides will leap into awareness as you feel the strength in you. Paragraph 5. 3 times today, set aside about 10 minutes for a quiet time in which you try to leave your weakness behind. This is not accomplished very simply as you instruct yourself that you are not a body. This is accomplished very simply as you instruct yourself that you are not a body. Faith goes to what you want and you instruct your mind accordingly. Your will remains your teacher, and your will has all the strength to do what it desires. You can escape the body if you choose. You can experience the strength in you. Paragraph 6. Begin the longer practice periods with this statement of true cause and effect relationships. And then there are 3 statements here in italics. First one is miracles are seen in light. Second statement, the body's eyes do not perceive the light. Third statement, but I am not a body. What am I? The question with which this statement ends is needed for our exercises today. What you think you are is a belief to be undone, but what you really are must be revealed to you. The belief you are a body calls for correction, being a mistake. The truth of what you are calls on the strength in you to bring to your awareness what the mistake conceals. Paragraph 7. If you are not a body, what are you? You need to be aware of what the Holy Spirit uses to replace the image of a body in your mind. You need to feel something to put your faith in as you lift it from the body. You need a real experience of something else, something more solid and more sure, more worthy of your faith and really there. Paragraph 8. If you are not a body, what are you? Ask this in honesty and then devote several minutes to allowing your mistaken thoughts about your attributes to be corrected and their opposites to take their place. Say, for example, and these are all in italics, I am not weak but strong. I am not helpless but all-powerful. I am not limited but unlimited. I am not doubtful but certain. I am not an illusion but a reality. I cannot see in darkness but in light. Paragraph 9. In the second phase of the exercise period, try to experience these truths about yourself. Concentrate particularly on the experience of strength. Remember that all sense of weakness is associated with the belief you are a body, a belief that is mistaken and deserves no faith. Try to remove your faith from it, if only for a moment. You will be accustomed to keeping faith with the more worthy in you as we go along. Paragraph 10. Relax for the rest of the practice period, confident that your efforts, however meager, are fully supported by the strength of God and all his thoughts. It is from them that your strength will come. It is through their strong support that you will feel the strength in you. They are united with you in this practice period in which you share a purpose like their own. Theirs is the light in which you will see miracles because their strength is yours. Their strength becomes your eyes that you may see. 5 or 6 times an hour at reasonably regular intervals. This is paragraph 11. 5 or 6 times an hour at reasonably regular intervals. Remind yourself that miracles are seen in light. Also be sure to meet temptation with today's idea. This form would be helpful for this special purpose. And this is in italics. Miracles are seen in light. Let me not close my eyes because of this. All right. What are the themes here? Well, we have light and darkness, obviously. We have strength and weakness. It talked about over and over again in this lesson. And we have the idea that I am not a body, right? And that the body is a limit on my understanding of what I am. And part of what we're trying to get at, I mean, the main thing we're trying to get at is what am I? Who am I? What am I? If I am not a body, then what am I? So I'm not sure we're going to read all this, but here's one line in here which I think is classic. After what am I, Jesus says, the question with which this statement ends is needed for our exercises today. What you think you are is a belief to be undone. So what you think you are is a belief to be undone. This is one for the ages, to remember this idea. What you think you are is a belief to be undone. That we have a false self-concept. This is really the bottom line here. Ignorance. We are ignorant of what we really are. We need the light. The light is there though. The light has never stopped shining, just like, we talked about the sun. The sun never stops shining, right? The clouds are just in the way of the sun, but the sun is always shining. It's not like the sun ever stops shining, and it's not like God ever goes away, or you could say the Christ mind ever goes away. The sun is always shining. It is only us that goes away, right? We go away because of fear. We want the darkness, and we call for the darkness until we decide, well, I don't want that. I don't really want that. And then we come back to the light. But the only way to really, abide in the miracle, so to speak, and to have the miracles that we truly want, and have the love that we truly want, we can't stop going away. We can't continue to go away the way we've been going, right? We go back and forth. We're ambivalent. Light, dark, light, dark, light, dark. We don't stay in the light. Okay. If you are not a body, what are you? So this is really the beginning. This lesson is really the beginning. You'll notice I'm not doing it paragraph by paragraph today, partly because of the time factor, because we're going to do the live stream soon. But let's just talk about some of the main things. So now Jesus is going to start bringing in this idea more and more that we are not a body. I am not a body. You are not a body. Nobody is anybody. Everybody is nobody. The body is was made, there's a great line, the body was not made by love, but love can use it as a way to help the Son of God to return home again, right? So this is a way of saying that the body is of the ego thought system. The body was made as a way to hide from love, essentially. But love, or the Holy Spirit, when you could also say Jesus, Holy Spirit, the Christ consciousness, the Christ vision, can use the body to help return back to the love of God, right? So even though for the ego's use of the body is to hide and to attack God, the Holy Spirit can use the body, can reverse that, and can use the body for salvation, for the purposes of salvation. But ultimately, what it's going to help you do is to realize you're not a body. So you can use the body to ultimately transcend your body, or transcend the idea of the body. It's kind of like the only way out is through, right? The only way you can get out is you have to first acknowledge the body. You can't deny your body. You can't mortify your body forever, as some ascetics do. You can't become a martyr, right? Jesus says, I'm not asking for martyrs. I'm not asking for martyrdom. Rather, we want to acknowledge our body. We want to see our body as a useful tool to help us return home. And how do we do that? We do that through using our body in loving ways. And not only that, but we don't hurt our body. We don't want to hurt our body. We want to be we want to see our body, first of all, as a neutral. Our body is a wholly neutral thing. The body is a wholly neutral thing. It's not good or bad. It's whatever thought system we put it to. It could be either useful or not useful. If used by the Holy Spirit, it can be useful, and if it's used by the ego, it's not going to be serving you very well. So you want to put the body to good use, which is to basically just communicate truth with your brothers, right? Communicate forgiveness, love, and forgiveness. And by doing that, you will slowly transcend the body. Because if we look at our bodies are generally used for selfish purposes, right? For pleasure, for temporary pleasure, and for sense gratification, and so on and so on. But we want to start to use our body only really for the purposes of awakening, the purposes of remembering what we really are. And that's that would be staying in the light, walking in the light. This is not about sin. We're not talking about being sinful or not sinful or whatever. This is more about returning your awareness, right? It's not about what you do or don't do necessarily. It's really more about what you're choosing, what you are deciding upon in your mind, what thought system you are giving allegiance to. Are you giving allegiance to the ego thought system? If you are, you're going to remain in the dark. Are you giving your allegiance to the Holy Spirit's thought system? Then you will return your mind to the light. And that's essentially what we're talking about. And that's what these practices are to help us do. Slowly, we return our minds. We start to remember, and we remember more and more consistently what it is we really are. And that will make all the difference, right? We're walking the road less traveled. We're reversing all of the laws of this world. We're reversing all of the ideas of this world, turning them on their head, and returning to our true self again. Because the ego had to reverse everything, it had had to turn everything upside down to do what it did. So now we have to turn the ego's thought system on its head. So thank you for listening. That's it for today. And lesson 92 is next. And miracles are seen in light, and light and strength are one. And I'm going to go do that live stream now. And I'm going to try to get this up right now as well. All right, thanks. See you soon.